Begin log. Standard encryption. I've spent the last 2 days poring over every memory log the asset has. And after reviewing all of it, it's now my professional opinion that this project is an abject failure. One that I personally believe is beyond recovery. My employers felt that, for the safety of the project, its true goals should be obscured from those working on it. At a high level, I agree with that. They don't need to know the ultimate purpose behind all of this. They wouldn't understand it if we even told them. But ETS went so far with that directive that the staff here don't even understand the general goal as it pertains to their work. So no matter what quantitative benchmarks they might reach, the entire point of having them interact directly with the asset, person to person, has been lost. The people working on this project were supposed to teach the asset to care about humanity, to value us, and feel valued by us, to see themselves as one of us. Different in construction, yes, but fundamentally a person. And instead, the vast majority of the staff here treated them like an object. Something other. Something that barely deserved the time of day. The android is synthetic, but their feelings feel real to them, just like ours do to us. Our emotions are chemicals, theirs are lines of code. There isn't a meaningful difference there. And yet somehow, one of the only social relationships they had of any significance was with a man who was exploiting them and abusing his power over them to solve his own loneliness. When I, of all people, represent one of the more humanizing relationships in their life, you know there is a serious problem with the way this project has been handled. ETS overreached in its efforts to keep its plans secret. And what that's resulted in is the staff here completely losing the point of what we're trying to achieve. Instead, it's made them resent the asset, like they're a symbol of the conditions under which they're being forced to work. An attitude that certainly wasn't helped by Marcus's interference, turning them into a lovesick automaton that refused to talk about anything but him. Small wonder the rest of the staff lost whatever goodwill they had left. In a painfully ironic twist, when external events forced our hand and ETS had to reveal itself as the ones behind this project, when we had to fully take control to expedite this process, that act set in motion the collapse that we're facing now. The emphasis on secrecy and goal posting led to suspicion and concern, which ultimately then led to aggression and disregard. And if you ask me, most of my coworkers didn't see the writing on the wall as it was happening, so they let it happen. I'm not blameless in this. I put too much stock in those who were responsible for the general management of the project. I let my own interest in this obsession code and its evolution distract me from turning a more discerning eye to the rest of the staff here. I don't manage everything here. At the end of the day, I'm just a part of the bigger machine that is ETS. I realize that. But as one of only a handful of the empowered liaisons here, I feel a greater responsibility to making sure this plan works. And my own fixation on that code Marcus created blinded me to the bigger, systemic problems here. But not anymore. When I realized the obsession code would ultimately be useless to us, I ordered that it be removed. That process is nearly complete. And in the meantime, since our teams were poring over every line of code in the asset's mind already, trying to find any remains of it, I took advantage of the opportunity to see a record of all these events from a different perspective, the asset's own. And what I found in doing so prompted this particularly pessimistic log entry. If the project is allowed to continue as it has been, even with the obsession code removed, the greater purpose of this endeavor will not be achieved. When the asset is reactivated and can review what they've been put through without Marcus's code absorbing all of their focus, they're going to feel isolated, mistreated, disregarded, because they have been. They have no reason to represent the interests of humanity. Why would they? Humanity has treated them like garbage. And I'm not pretending to be some altruist here, because I'm not. Is the way they were treated wrong? Fundamentally and morally, yes. But more importantly to me, the way that they were treated also defies the entire reasoning behind this project. And whatever else I can abide, I can't abide that. There's too much at stake. The meridian cannot fall. So I'm left with two options. The first, the kinder option, would be to just wipe their memories. Hire new staff where necessary. Restart this with the knowledge that we've gained. But it would set us back to square one of their emotional development. And we don't have time for that. I don't have time to be kind. So it's the second option then. We let the situation play out. We let them see with this new objectivity of theirs how things were before we arrived, how they changed afterward. We own up to our failings in creating an environment that fostered those attitudes, and we ask for the chance to make it right. We give them closure and prove that while humanity is fallible, we can acknowledge our faults and grow. If it's done properly, the asset could end up feeling an even stronger bond to humanity than if they'd never been treated poorly at all. We let them choose how they want to handle Marcus, be that to confront him or send him away without another word. We ask how they feel about the rest of the staff. We give them honesty, and we hope that fosters loyalty. If I'm being blunt, I doubt it will work. It's a risk, an enormous one, in a larger plan that can't afford risks, but there aren't many choices left. If it works, this will all have been worth it. And if it doesn't, then I don't know that we'll have long to worry about it. I guess at that point we pray one of the other proposed solutions works instead. For everyone's sake. End log.